Hi, and welcome to the Me First Mindset Masterclass. And you are here because you have taken your mess, the mess that the universe has given you, your challenges, and you've made it your message. You are a space holder of some sort. When you go with someone else on their journey, just like a toll road on a toll bridge, there's some kind of payment, an energetic exchange in your body, in your energy, in your mindset. So if you're feeling overwhelmed and frustrated and burned out, this is for you. You've got to be able to take it all the way back to the beginning, and that's where I come in. We take it back to you because the way this all started was with you. The way that this started was you choosing you. And in order for us to continue with this, in order for you to continue this work, you have to choose you first every time. So let's discuss real tools, actionable things that you can do for yourself to make a lasting impact in your own business. In this course, I'm going to use some terms and some vernacular from modern healing and also modern psychology. So let's level set on what I mean when I say some of these things. If you're following along in your ebook, this is all in your ebook also. If you don't have your ebook yet, I'm going to put a link below on how to get that. The first term that I use in the masterclass and the mastermind is energy body. This is the subtle body. The first time I heard about this was in Joe Dispensa. I don't know if you've heard about this already or where you heard it from, but if you want to ladder back to Joe Dispensa, he talks about the electromagnetic field that resonates just outside of our physical body, and it's connected to our heart math, our heart space, so the resonance of our heart, and it will hold some subtle energy. That means that when you are in contact with somebody else's energy body, you may magnetize that and add some to yours. So if you have energy obesity, where you're taking over somebody else's energy body and you're adding it to yourself, you will feel sluggish and tired and drained. It's important to know what your energy body is and how your clear energy field feels for you so that you can get back to that neutrality. That's number one. Number two is pain body. This is much different than your energy body, but also kind of similar. The first time I heard about pain body was through Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth. It's the idea of an organ or a physical manifestation of pain. And this can be in your subtle body, your energy body, but it also can be in your actual body, your physical body. So recognizing a source of physical pain that almost always lights up when you have an activation or when you're triggered. We use the word triggered, but we mean activated. For those of us that are in the conscious community, we want to be activated on a spectrum so that before we get triggered, we can identify what's happening with our pain body. The pain body is our physical manifestation of our emotional pain. And that brings us to the next term, number three, is your core wound. So the core wound is the messages that we've internalized in our past, likely in our childhood, that contribute to some kind of core belief that when somebody reaffirms that core belief, we get hurt, we're shot, we're activated, we're triggered, and we feel the pain body wound. So the core wound is what activates our pain body to start producing pain. The most common roots of a core wound that activates a pain body are things like fear of abandonment, not good enough, or not seen, not valuable, or disregarded. Whatever it is, most of all of your problems and all of your reactivity stems from this one core belief, so it's worth knowing what it is. So knowing somebody's core wound helps you onboard more accurate empathy and compassion for their experience and allows you to talk more intelligently about what is happening in their subtle body, their energy body, their pain body, and their core wound system. The next term that I want to cover is #healthyadult. This is a term from a company called Pivot, where I do all of my coaching through, and they have coined this term to really embody the idea of your highest self or healthiest self. This is the person that you are when you are being your best advocate. This is the person that you need to be, not want, but need to be when you step into the container of facilitating and holding space for other people, you have got to have your stuff locked down and dialed in and accessing neutral when you hold space for other people. That part of you recognizes that you still have core wounds, you still have regressed part of selves, or whatever you just subscribe to as far as developmental psychology goes, but can stay in the present moment in the work that you're doing for someone else. Even if you feel activated, you can say, okay, let's set that aside, because remember, we are going to bookend this. Things will come up for you during facilitation. Ooh, it is such a mirror for us, the people that are doing the facilitation, the holding of space. I hear my own words, I hear my lover's words, I hear my parents' words, I hear the words that most trigger me come out of the mouths of the people that I am serving. And that is part of the process. Like, this is such a journey for me too, such a journey for you as a space holder, to have that divine mirror where we get to receive and give at the same time. If you cannot access your healthy adult in those moments, this will be much more difficult for you. So I encourage you to also take a look at the book called #HealthyAdult by Lori Jean Glass, who talks about how to find your healthy adult voice in all the chaos in your activation and really ground and root down into that. Second to last term is space holder. What do I even mean when I say the word space holder? I think I've said it probably 20 times already in this small video. I don't want you to feel like you don't fit this category. So I want to really get clear about what I mean when I say space holder. And it really is very broad. It is not something that anybody else can gift you as a term. It's something that you decide that you already are in your professional life, or sometimes even in your personal life. It's a person who is actively and willingly going into a space, energetic space, emotional space with somebody else. Whether you're just sitting there while they're emoting, or if you're giving advice, which we shouldn't do that. We should give recommendations and help them work through their own process. That's a whole nother topic for another one of our videos, so stay tuned for that information. But when we're talking about being a space holder, it really is anybody that willingly and intentionally goes in to support somebody else during their process. And when you're good at being a space holder, you really can embody that non-judgment, just watcher. I am just here to allow you to have any expression, whether that's big energy, crying, screaming, whatever needs to come out for you. My job as a space holder is to make that feel okay and safe for you to get through, and to help you get back to neutral before you leave. And our last term here is trauma, emotional trauma. So not physical trauma where you're like, break an ankle or something like that, where you have tissue damage, but emotional trauma can also have physical tissue damage. We talked about that as far as the pain body and subtle body goes. But when we talk about the idea of trauma in these videos, in this masterclass and in the mastermind, I'm talking about any stuck emotional response that stops you from being able to access your healthy adult, stops you from being able to be the person that you want to be in the now. So any previous experience of life that changes how you behave now in a negative way can be considered trauma. If you are acting in a way while you're activated that is not serving your highest good, likely that is a trauma response. And so trauma is memories, past experiences, expectations, messages, all rolled into one that prevents you from being here and now, the person that you're meant to be. Some people have something that happens in their lives that causes trauma, and another person can have that exact same thing happen. It doesn't cause trauma. So we can't define trauma as any specific particular event. And really nothing even has to happen. There doesn't have to be an event for it to become traumatic for somebody else. It has to be a perceived shift in behavior from themselves. The only person that can tell you how you're feeling is you. The only person that can tell your clients how they're feeling is your clients. Now I've gotten through all of the terms, and in the description below, I will put the link for the ebook that has these terms in them. Definitely pick that up so you can follow along here, especially as we go forward into the course. We are going to end with what I call the Me First Mindset commitment. This should read like a manifesto. This should read like a call to action. If you are called to be a space holder. This should resonate with you. So I wrote this out of the feeling of being a space holder and the feeling of having that role as a primary role in my life to myself, for my own efficacy, impact, and sustainability. And I wrote this for you, with you in mind, because I know that you need this also. If I need it, I know other people do need it. I'm gonna read this to you. I'm gonna read it as a script because the words that I chose are important. So forgive me for talking at you here for a second, but read along in your ebook because this will end up being your commitment to yourself. In the work of healing and nurturing others, we are the space holders. Guided by compassion and fortified by wisdom, we stand as a beacon of solace for those who are navigating the discomfort of healing and growth. Our purpose transcends titles. We are coaches, teachers, leaders, facilitators. We are the listeners, the empathizers, and the steady companions on the journey to wholeness. We hold the safe space where tears flow freely, where laughter is a balm, and where vulnerability is met with acceptance. We lead with love, understanding that healing is a shared journey. Our own healing is the wellspring from which we draw strength to guide others to their self-discovery. Here's how we do this. We stand beside and not in front of, never interfering with the process. We embody neutrality, giving permission for any and all experiences that arise. We understand that autonomy and empowerment are forged when we are supported in doing our own work first. We preemptively meet our own needs, taking a deep and honest inventory of our own emotional states so that we can do the work of returning to neutral before meeting our clients. We allow awareness in real time to notice what comes up, for in this process of holding space for others, we can prioritize our own post-facilitation integration work. We strive for integrity, ability to self-resource, radical self-responsibility, ultimate agency, and loving acceptance of our own imperfections. We elevate each other and ourselves by setting the standard, and in living the standard, we continue to illuminate the path. Through authenticity, resilience, patient persistence, we embody the essence of the Me First mindset. We commit to nurturing ourselves first as we hold the space for others, fostering a community of healing and self-discovery. This is our promise, a promise to do our own work first for ourselves and for the ultimate benefit of all others thereafter. That is the Me First mindset commitment. All right, that's what I'm expecting from you. I'm expecting for you to read this and resonate with it. I'm expecting you to feel like, yes, this is how I want to live my life. I want to create a container for myself first. I want to do my work first. I want to have radical integrity in my offering, where I bookend my facilitation with self-care, rituals, practices. And in order for me to keep being able to do this gift, I've got to take care of this first. I get back to being me first. I have to get back to feeling me first and after. So an easy way for you to get guided experience in this masterclass is to sign up for the newsletter, because the first 6 emails I send to you are going to be back to back every day, one every day, and it will give you the link to the next video in the series, plus a little extra insight and wisdom from me specifically. If you need a little extra more support, I do have a mastermind. The Me First Mindset comes with a mastermind option. This is where like-minded peers get together and discuss these concepts and talk about how they're using them and integrating and what works and what doesn't work for them. And it is completely facilitated and guided by me in real time. Lastly, there are a lot of people out there doing work like this that are putting themselves first, and as a result, growing their business, growing their impact. And I'm bringing them all on the podcast. So catch up with the podcast, like and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss the stories of people really living this and all of the insight and intuition and the wisdom and the nuggets that people will share. All of those links are going to be down in the show notes. Thanks so much for dropping by. Your next Me First Mindset Masterclass video starts now.